doing. Let's talk about Trump. And let's put aside our political opinions and just focus on what the hell's going on. So right now there is a escalating trade war between the USA and China. And there is a lot of posturing between the respective leaders of those countries. And the posturing is coming in the form of tariffs being applied to trade between the two countries. And just yesterday, if you follow Donald Trump on Twitter, which you ought to do, then you would have seen that Trump has now escalated that tariff war by increasing those tariffs from typically 10% to up to 25%. So what the hell does that mean? Well, there's a couple of different ways of looking at this. Firstly, what that means is any product that you buy from China with a view to selling in the States is going to have a tariff applied to it at the port of entry into the USA. Now, there's a couple of ways some importers are trying to get around that, but for me, everything I've seen so far looks dodgy as all hell, and I wouldn't want to be the person that gets caught. So, not sure about that. However, given that the tariffs are applied to all of the sellers who are selling on Amazon, who are importing products into the USA from China, given that that's a blanket tariff, all it does is it takes the playing field from 0% to 25%, and everybody's business will have to absorb that cost. AKA, there is no advantage that an individual gets as a result of that, other than the advantage that Trump is trying to engender for people to use manufacturing in the USA. So, what does that mean for us? Well, what it means for us is when you do your business plan for your products, you should look at the cost of getting your product from point A to point B. We've always done that. And now you've got an additional cost in the form of a tariff to factor in. So if it then transpires that no longer makes sense, then you simply don't order from there. It's really as simple as that. You shouldn't buy into the media frenzy around all this. You should just look at the cold, hard figures, as we always should do, and make your decisions based on them. I will tell you already, a large number, like over 50% of my suppliers that I use have already contacted me to say, here is our new production facility outside of China. Simply order from there. So China has been very, very clever, you could argue, by moving their production outside of China to countries like Vietnam and Africa, as well as many others. And so it's just business as usual for them. All they're doing is they now own factories in other countries. So the company, specifically what I'm thinking of right now, they've moved our production and therefore our ordering to the Philippines. So it's no tariff there. So there's that to consider as well. I don't get sucked in by all of it. It's still a level playing field. The things that I don't like is when the playing field is tilted and it's not tilted in my favor. I love it when it's tilted in my favor, but when it's not tilted in my favor, that sucks. But when everybody gets the same thing, it doesn't matter. It makes zero difference. Zero difference. The only thing that we get caught up with is the rhetoric that happens in the media, in the newspapers. on the talky shows. We just get caught up in that bullshit. But from a business point of view, we still look at the figures and we make our decisions based on what the costs are. If you don't know where to go source outside of China, I gave you heaps of places last week where you could go source your products outside of China. Global sources being one of them. There's heaps of them, though. I gave you heaps of them last week. Just go source outside of China if it freaks you out, but don't let it freak you out. Instead, look at the numbers. Just do your numbers and see what makes sense. I mean, everybody's in the same situation. It's not like it's just you that has your tariffs applied to products. It's not. It's all of us. Therefore, it's of no consequence. It's of no consequence. Hope that makes sense. I don't see it affecting imports into Australia at all. That has not changed at all. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales have used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.